Hey everyone, it's Sean from Third Wave. So n8n recently introduced the Chat Hub, and it's a chat interface that is moving the platform beyond backend automation and into a front-end UI. Essentially, it's a built-in chat window within your n8n instance that allows you to chat with well-known AI models as well as your existing n8n workflows. So instead of just triggering flows via webhooks or schedules, you can now use this as a command center to talk to your data. And this means that you can build internal tools that feel like custom GPTs, but are actually wired directly into your specific business logic and data. In this video, I'll give you an overview of the Chat Hub and show you quickly how it works. First part of this feature is personal agents, and this allows us to communicate with any AI model we've already connected to n8n, and we can create very specific system prompts that are going to allow us to get targeted outputs from the AI model. So I'm a big fan of the AI negotiator, Chris Voss. So I'm going to create a fictitious agent based on Chris Voss, and we can test it out and see the types of output we can get from it. In the n8n console, you have the new Chat Hub feature on the left-hand side, which you can see here is in beta. And if you when you click into it, you'll see personal agents and workflow agents. So personal agents, we can connect to any of the well-known AI models and create our own prompts that we can use within our chats. Workflow agents are a way to connect to existing n8n workflows that have a chat trigger enabled, and there's a couple of settings that we need to change just to make that work. So we come in here, we create a new agent, give the agent a name, calling it negotiation agent. I'm going to enter this system prompt, the agent that it is an expert FBI negotiator in the manner of Chris Voss. You work for our business, a compostable packaging company, and it's essential for business that you negotiate deals and get the best outcome for our business. So I'm going to select an AI model. We have access to all of the well-known AI models here. Control access, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I'm going to use OpenRouter because that allows us to connect to all the well-known models using one API key. So in here, I'm just going to select Gemini 2.5 Pro, and I will save that agent. Now we've created our agent, let's test it out. So I've got an email from a fictitious company. I'm just going to paste it in here. It's an email from Riverside Coffee Company. They're looking to order a certain number of units. They found the price on our website, but they're asking for a discount. So let's put this in and see what the agent comes back with based on the fact that it's supposed to be helping us as a negotiator, Chris Voss. So here we go. We can see the reply that's come back from the agent. It's come back with the strategy. So acknowledge and label, start with tactical empathy. That's something that Chris Voss always recommends to do. Reframe the goal. So shift the focus from a discount on model order to structuring a long-term partnership. Use calibrated questions. Use what and how questions to make them solve their problem for us and reveal more about their long-term plans. So this is a classic type of answer that Chris Voss would give. It's the type of thing he gives in his book and his training videos. So this is a really good answer from this AI agent, and it would really help in this particular type of negotiation scenario. So that's how we can use personal agents to really build very specific agents that can give us targeted answers to our questions. Obviously, we may not want to give our users access to all of the possible AI models. So under settings, it's possible in these chat settings that we can disable models. For example, Grok, here we can turn off Grok. That will then limit that to not be available for our users to select when they're creating personal agents. So workflow agents allow us to connect our existing n8n workflows with the chat trigger into the Chat Hub. You just need to enable a couple of settings in your workflow. So in the chat trigger, you need to make it available in the Chat Hub just by turning on that setting there. And then in the agent, you need to also enable streaming option, which is just there. So this agent here that I built for this demo is a sales agent
what it does is it's got a couple of sub agents that can connect to HubSpot to get information about HubSpot contacts and HubSpot deals. And it's got an agent that can connect to LinkedIn to get LinkedIn posts about a particular contact from HubSpot. I built this just as a demo. I might go into it in a bit more detail in another video. We're using Gemini 2.5 model here, and we just got some simple memory hooked up here so that every time that we're chatting with this agent, it will remember each interaction. Now that we've changed those settings, just got to save it, republish it. Otherwise, if you don't republish it, it's not going to appear in the chat hub. So going back into the chat hub, refreshing the window here, we should now see it pop up. Here's the sales agent here, so we can go in here and test this agent. So I'm going to ask this agent to get me my focus for today. So now when I send it that, it's going to go away. It's going to talk to HubSpot. It's going to get a list of deals in HubSpot that haven't been updated in the last 7 days. And it's going to get a list of contacts in HubSpot that haven't been contacted in the last 7 days. Because we've got streaming turned on, we should start to see the AI agent build its output in a minute. And we should see that live. So it's going to be refreshing on the screen and building the output as we're watching it. So it's given us a list of contacts and it's given us a list of deals. Now, what we can do is we can ask it to get us some suggested outreach for one of our contacts, and then it's going to use the LinkedIn agent with Apify Scraper to get some information about that contact from LinkedIn. So I have found with these agents that because of the streaming, sometimes they will give you a response in the middle of their thinking before they've actually finalized their results. So you may actually get some kind of spurious messages that come up because of the streaming being turned on. Right, here we go. So the agent has gone out to LinkedIn. It's used the Apify Scraper, and it's found a couple of LinkedIn posts, and it's given me the URL of the LinkedIn post and the suggested outreach. So this is all contained in the prompts that I've created in that particular workflow. So there you can see how using the chat hub, we can link up to our existing workflow agents and have a single place for your users to interact with not only your n8n workflows, but also using personal agents to interact with AI models using very specific prompts. So it's a really powerful tool.
I think Chat Hub is a really great new feature in n8n. I think it's really powerful to have all the chats in one particular place rather than having to know a specific URL to reach a chat interface. It brings the platform more in line with things like Copilot and Aria that already have these features. There's definitely some improvements they could make in the Chat Hub feature. I think specifically around the speed of chats seems to be quite slow. I also think there's definitely a requirement for role-based access control so that you can control who has access to which particular agents. I think that's going to be essential to bring it on a par with other platforms. But overall, I think it's a great new feature and you should try and check it out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel and check out some of the other videos that are coming up on the screen now.